Have you ever seen a headline so wild you had to click? That's what happened when the internet exploded with, "You can buy a wife for $35 in this country." It's provocative, disturbing, and for many, their only introduction to a place they knew nothing about. The story spread like wildfire. YouTubers reacted, bloggers wrote think pieces, and comment sections erupted in outrage. The phrase, $35 wife, became a meme, a shorthand for something backward and barbaric. In an instant, an entire culture is reduced to a price tag. A woman's worth, her dreams, her identity, all shrink-wrapped into a number less than a fancy dinner. It's a narrative that strips away dignity, replacing it with a transactional horror story. But what if the headline is a lie? Viral stories are simple, but life is rarely simple. The truth is more complicated, more nuanced, and far more interesting than clickbait. So, let's put the pitchforks down and actually figure out what's going on. Before we dive in, I'm asking you to pause. It's easy to judge, to keep our worldviews neat and tidy. But the most important stories are rarely found in the headlines, they're in the context that gets left out. This isn't just about debunking a myth, it's about real people, whose lives have become a global punchline. Imagine your most sacred tradition being twisted and mocked by millions who don't understand it. That's the reality for the people at the heart of this viral sensation. They don't have a global platform to defend themselves, so their story gets told wrong. I'm asking you to listen, to try and understand. This journey is about empathy, seeing the humanity behind the headline. We're going to peel back the layers, and what we find is far more meaningful than the ugly rumor that started it all. The truth here is not just a correction, it's a revelation. It's a story of community, respect, tradition, and yes, love. That's a word you probably didn't expect in a story about buying a wife, but it's at the core of what's really happening. By the end, I hope you'll see this community not as a spectacle, but as people with valid, meaningful traditions. So please, stay. The real story is worth it. Where does the $35 wife idea come from? It's a misinterpretation of a cultural practice called bride price or lobola. The term bride price is misleading. It's not a purchase. In these cultures, it's a symbolic gesture, a tradition passed down for generations. Think of it as a token of appreciation, a uniting of families. When a man wishes to marry, his family presents a gift to the woman's family, not as payment, but as honor and gratitude. It's a formal way of bringing two families together, creating a bond that goes beyond the couple. So, where does $35 come in? Often the bride price is paid in livestock, not cash. The $35 figure likely came from converting the value of a symbolic gift, like a goat, into US dollars. This strips the act of all its cultural meaning and turns a profound symbol into a shockingly low price tag. The act is not about the money, it's about the gesture. The process involves lengthy negotiations, not a business deal, but a diplomatic meeting. The gift is a seal on that agreement, a promise. To call it buying a wife is to fundamentally misunderstand its purpose. Let's tackle the myths. Myth 1. Women are sold like property. In reality, a woman's consent is crucial. She's not a passive object. The tradition formalizes a union both have agreed to. The bride price honors her and her family. Myth 2. The family gets rich. The gifts are often used for the wedding celebration or to help another family member's future marriage. It's a system of social support, not profit. Myth 3. The practice is demeaning. Many women see it as a sign of respect and pride in their heritage. A marriage without this gesture might feel incomplete or disrespectful. Myth 4. A low bride price means low value. The value is symbolic and depends on the groom's means. The act of giving, the sacrifice, and respect is what matters, not the dollar amount. Judging a woman's worth by a dollar conversion of a goat is absurd. It's like judging a mother's love by the cost of her Mother's Day card. These myths flatten a rich tradition into a caricature. The reality is about respect, commitment, and community. The bride price is a language of honor, not commerce. Let's move beyond the headlines. To understand, you have to listen to those who live this reality. I met Amina, a young woman from rural Kenya, recently married. When I asked about the viral story, she laughed. "They think my husband bought me? He could not afford me. No man could." For Amina, the process, called Rura, is when two families become one. Her husband's family brought goats and blankets, not as payment, but as a promise. The memory isn't about the gifts, but about her father and father-in-law shaking hands, sealing a bond. Her father, Joseph, said, "When my daughter was born, I did not see a product to be sold. I saw my legacy. The gifts are a symbol. We see the treasure you have raised. We will protect her." To them, a marriage without this is like a house with no foundation. Amina's husband David felt pressure, not to buy a wife, but to show he was responsible. Saving for the Rura was hard, but it was his way of showing he could provide. The gift wasn't for the family to keep, it was to show his character. When they accepted it, it was the proudest day of his life. It meant he was worthy of their daughter. These are not the words of a customer, but of a devoted partner. The tradition is about respect, unity, and love. The viral story erases all of this. But the truth is far richer. Let's return to Joseph, Amina's father. Imagine raising a daughter, pouring your life into her future. Now, a young man asks to marry her. Here, the tradition gives the father a formal role in this moment. The negotiation isn't haggling, it's a meaningful discussion. The father asks, "What are your intentions? How will you honor her?" Accepting the gift is an act of letting go, entrusting her care to another. For the daughter, it's a public affirmation of her value. This is the emotional core. The $35 headline obliterates. It turns a profound human experience into a cynical transaction. It robs the father of his role as protector, the daughter of her moment of honor. The reality is about a father's love and hope for his daughter's future. That's what the headline misses. This tradition is bigger than two families. It's a cornerstone of the community. The negotiations and celebrations are public, involving everyone. This creates accountability. The whole community witnesses the promises made. If the marriage faces challenges, elders step in to mediate. The community supports the couple because the union was forged in their presence. It's social insurance, a built-in support system. The tradition reinforces reciprocity and interdependence. The gift might help another family member marry, circulating support. It's not about profit, but about strengthening bonds. This is a sophisticated social technology, not a relic. To dismiss it as buying a wife is to miss its true purpose. We've busted the myth. The $35 wife is a lie. But the story doesn't end there. The community turned the viral insult into empowerment. Young leaders and women like Amina started a cooperative for female artisans. They called it Project 35, reclaiming the number as their brand. Each item they sell comes with a card. The world said a woman here is worth $35. We are here to show you the priceless value of our creativity, strength, and heritage. They're using the internet's ignorance as fuel for economic independence. Project 35 provides women with income and funds girls' education. They're building a future from the rubble of a viral rumor. They didn't wait for an apology. They took action. It's the ultimate act of self-determination. This project is more than crafts. It's hope, agency, and pride. They are saving themselves with grace and strength. That's the real twist. This is where you come in. You didn't just scroll past the headline, you chose to listen. Now, you have a choice. Move on, or become part of this uplifting story. Supporting Project 35 is more than charity, it's solidarity. It's a way of saying, I see you, I respect you. Every dollar goes directly to the Women's Cooperative, funding materials and education. Don't let this be just another story. Be part of it. Share the real story with others. Next time you hear $35 wife, set the record straight. Use your voice to correct the narrative. Support Project 35. Buy their creations. Make a donation. Let's replace the ugly lie with a beautiful truth. Thank you for listening.